maybe this makes me, a cuck, but I feel like I trust Tucker Carlson less now than I did before. And I can't really not after yesterday. I mean, like in general. And I'm just being honest. I'm just having an honest moment. Like when he's shilling for how great Russia was, to me, I was like, yeah, like, but I don't
nothing to do with this argument though.
Yeah, right.
He's just talking overall since Tucker has been.
Yes, not correct. Basically, ever since he was, because like he brought the guy on who like allegedly blew Obama, and I was like, this isn't the Tucker I remember.
That was a strategic move in order to prevent Mike Obama from running.
Maybe.
And I know the guy who he had on, and I've been, that
guy's been consistent. That guy.
He's been consistent. He's been very consistent. Larry, Sinclair has been very on it for a while now.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's true or not, but like, I'm just saying how like I feel. And I don't really know why I feel that way. I don't think he's deliberately lying, but I do think he has his own motives now that may be different than they were before.
I highly disagree with that. He has always been speaking out against the Iran war, warning about it every time we came close to it.
Well,
and this is an issue. You know, why
just so we're clear, though. I'm not saying hold on. I'm not saying it has nothing. I'm not saying it has anything to do with this conversation. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. This issue is so close to Tucker Carlson's heart because of what he did during the Iraq war, which he faces a lot of regret for because he was a part of the corporate media.
He shielded for the war. Yeah.
He shielded for the war. He said there's WMDs. And then he saw the results of that, which was $9 trillion, millions of people dead, massive amounts of immigration to Europe and the Western world, massive amounts of chaos and destruction. And he feels personally responsible because he was the bully pulpit. He was the one drumming up the drums for war. Now he understands they want to run it back with Iran. He doesn't want that to happen. And I think he's coming from a legitimate point of view. And I think he truly doesn't want the war to escalate and start. And I think it's coming from a true anti-war perspective, which is absolutely missing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he wants war either. I think he's doing good work here. I just think like, for example, the whole like, what's the population of Iran? I don't think is like the craziest own imaginable.
Of course, but the second question was when it comes to the ethnic breakdown of Iran, because that's going to matter when you do a regime change and you're going to have sectarian violence and a vacuum of power. So if you're acting for and you're calling for a regime change, you should know, hey, this group is going to fight this group. This group is going to take power in this region. We're going to, bifurcate it. We're going to close it off here. You should know the consequences of it. And for Ted Cruz, I understand. I get your point.
He was right about the population thing. He was right about who the population is, and Tucker was like, "You don't know anything." I was like, "No, he was right. It is Shia and whatever's." I didn't care for that.
Jeremy, what did you think about Ted Cruz's statement? Like he put out that post being like, they have released this clip of the interview, but not the full interview, and that's what you guys are seeing. I mean,
bad. The whole interview was bad.
To me, that was sort of the moment where it was like, because I'm often behind the times, I feel like. So I was like, oh, maybe this whole interview's out. I'll go find it. It was interesting to see Ted Cruz be like, you're getting this selective edit. And that is what I think most people have seen from it. Now, it's a really interesting exchange.
It's a great clip.
Like there's a reason it's what they picked. But I think that there is sort of this ability to warp the perspective of that conversation without the entire context.
Well, it poisoned the well. It was a great clip. I'm sure I would have done the same thing. I would have put it out. You could see Tucker realize it, like in real time in his eyes. He even looks at the camera. Like he knew this clip was going to go viral. I would have done the exact same thing he did. It does poison the well. But he also, Ted Cruz, I thought what was more concerning was this other clip where he was basically, that was really bad. Where he had to basically get badgered into saying he didn't agree with it. I was like, dude, why won't you say that spying is bad? I had the clip.
I'll pull it up here, but
do you have it?
I could try to find it. I did post about it on my Twitter account. I'm gonna go in there right now.
Like, I care more about that than the fact he didn't know the exact population of Iran.
But at the same time, if you're calling for an entire regime change, if you're calling for the government to collapse,
I agree. He should know.
And you should know who it's affecting. And you should know.
Here, I mean,
you should know that this type of stuff, especially if you're calling for it, right?
Yeah, but has Ted Cruz called for regime change? He didn't deny it in this interview.
All the time. Yeah. He's on Fox News saying regime change. We need it now.
Okay, so here's the clip I'm talking about. I want to get Hannah Claire's response.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably.
Okay, this I thought was the far more damaging exchange.
That was what was interesting. Like the population thing was one, but actually it's the other ones that seem worse. Keep going.
Yeah, this is definitely bad.
We're not, but they share a lot. We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other. And I assume all of our allies spy on us.
And that's okay with you?
The answer is no. The answer is no. Why can't he say no, Hannah Claire? You have the inside track on Israel. So why?
You're talking about this all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's upsetting to me that he says it so casually, as if you, the viewer, should just take it as like, it's okay. Like, oh, friends and enemies spy on each other all the time. I'm sure they do.
He's probably not wrong, but you should still not be okay with it.
Right. That's the thing that bothers me. Like, probably they do. I mean, this is one of the issues with national security for a lot of countries, definitely for America. It's why I have concerns about things like China buying up our best agricultural land, right?
Yeah.
Like, we don't want our nation to become occupied by people when we could have done something to prevent potential, security or intelligence breaches. What bothers me is the tone. Like how it goes.
Why do you even care?
Like, look, the reality is they probably do. It's not acceptable. I want to find ways to tighten it. Instead, he's like, we all do this to each other. Calm down. Like, I don't know. He's like a kid who's like trying to pretend like some weird abuse in their house is normal. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I did not. He gives him like 3 opportunities and he refuses.
One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all. Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the mantra from each according to his.
This is a horrible non-answer, by the way. Like, what is he talking?
Abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational self-interest.
So it's conservative to pay people to spy on you?
It's conservative to recognize that human beings act in their own self-interest, and every one of our friends spies on us. And I'm not.
Do you like it? That's my question. I'm not asking whether.
What? No! Just say no, Ted. No. The answer is no. Why can't you just say, no, I don't like it? Why won't he say that? It's so weird.
It's very weird.
Is it because he doesn't want to? It's almost like he doesn't want to let Tucker get over on him, so he's like being deliberately obtuse. Like,
see, that's the other thing about this interview I find interesting. It seems like Ted Cruz seems like he was very much caught off guard, and I don't know if Tucker's team made much more friendly overtures to him, and so he thought this would be like a slam dunk.
He probably did.
Almost a little bit naive to me, given what I think Tucker's been pretty public about in his more recent statements on war. But it's not a good look for Ted Cruz, who is an interesting politician in a lot of ways, and he's definitely rebounded from when Donald Trump was like condemning him. Grew his sadness beard, has changed on a lot of issues, but it's not a good interview for him at all.
Yeah, I mean, I was always lukewarm on Ted Cruz anyway, feeling like he's pretty performative. But I'll let this finish. It's like 40 more seconds, and I'll get Luke's take on it.
They have motive to do it. Of course they do. I understand that, and by the way, I'm not mad at them. And you're an American lawmaker, so I just want to know. Hold on, I want to know your attitude. Yeah. You said that your guiding principle, in fact, the only principle, the only criterion.
I said guiding, the overwhelming. I wouldn't say only.
Is it in America's interest? Is it in America's interest for Israel to spy on us, including on the president?
Third time he's asked.
It is in America's interest to be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to.
I don't know what these benefits are. I keep getting told about them.
Yeah.
It seems like the benefits are getting dragged into wars. Like that's.
I mean, you can't specifically list them. That's the upsetting part.
Right. We get
There's no list. There's no explanation. There's nothing.
What are the benefits, Ted? I'm definitely out on Ted Cruz now. Like, I thought he was pretty performative anyway. I thought he did pretty good. Didn't he debate Gavin Newsom? Like, I thought he did pretty good in that. Or was it, no, though, was that DeSantis? Or was that
was
him?
DeSantis.
Yeah, DeSantis.
Listen, you can't trust a guy that looks like Count Dacula, okay?
Yeah,
this guy has been named Lying Ted for a reason, and he hangs around the same kind of swamp monsters that are now hijacking our government for the pure benefit of the special interest groups that want to push us into a bigger and bigger war here. I shared the Fox News interview of him saying that it's in very much in America's interest to see regime change, even though he doesn't specifically mention the interests. One thing that is worrying here is that we had Bibi Netanyahu come out and say, first, Iran is going to attack Tel Aviv. Then they're going to attack
America.
New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, that sounds more like a threat than anything else. Donald Trump actually issued those same statements today saying that the Iranians were going to attack America, which I think is ridiculous because it would be suicidal and it would just be...
Yeah, the religion of peace has never... The religion of peace has never committed a suicidal attack before. It's definitely not what they're known for.
That the Iranians were fighting. The Iranians were fighting the Sunnis and the ISIS and the Al Qaeda's in the region. By the way, that's what Tulsi Gabbard exposed. As now Tulsi Gabbard is
she's on the outs. Yeah, she's not. I mean, that was another tweet from your guy Suleiman who said she's gonna quit the cabinet position which is of course completely fabricated by somebody who doesn't know anything about Tulsi Gabbard.
But listen, Tulsi Gabbard tweeted out a video that really angered Donald Trump, according to now 3 sources from within the White House.
Yeah,
of her warning about nuclear warfare days before Donald Trump made this move with Israel.
Right, I know, and well, Donald, I don't think it's necessarily as much about the nuke stuff as it is that Donald Trump doesn't like anyone stepping out of line.
And counter signaling what he was trying to achieve, right? And she
allegedly
kind of counter signaled by releasing this video. And when she released this video, I was like, something's weird, something's up here. And we were watching the video, and I'm like, why is she warning about nuclear apocalypse now? What are we going to be getting into that she's forewarning about? Because she released that video without permission, without getting the government.
That was like on her personal account, I think, right? Or was it on her government one? I thought it was on her personal.
I have no idea, but she hasn't been tweeting.
I thought it was on her personal too.
Yeah, she hasn't been tweeting at all, and there's been reports of her getting kicked out of some of the meetings. Allegedly, she was a part of the National Security Council yesterday. That happened.
Right, so she wasn't kicked out.
But there were reports that she was being kicked out.
The sources.
Kind of argument.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I see you retweeting source Israeli TV 14. What the fuck is that? That's not a source. Like
but I say if this is true. So there was also reporting that a lot of the pro-war people were saying Russia disavowed China, and I said if this is true, that means that there was a bigger deal made for Ukraine here.
Yeah, nothing happened with that.
Would be if this happens, this is bad.
Yeah, what happened? By the way, Luke, what happened with that? Was there any other? I'm not like being. I'm asking. Was there? Because I saw that where like basically, China was like, Russia was backing out. You implied, okay, there must be a deal close with Ukraine, which I agreed with if that was true. But did that end up? Was there any more?
That reporting was that reporting that Russia's backing out was fake.
I knew that. I knew that. Yeah. See,
that's why Russia came out with a statement today. And that's why I said if this is true, that means there's a deal for Ukraine being made here, and there probably is some kind of.
I can't believe they haven't yet. Yeah.
Well, right now, Ukraine is getting the crap beat out of them. So they lost all of their last kind of remaining missile defense systems are being wiped out by the Russians. And the United States is taking away a lot of them as well.
We're giving it to Israel.
Missiles, as well as their Patriot missile defense systems. And the Ukrainians are getting bombed into oblivion right now. Zelensky flew over to Canada for the G7 meetings to have a one-on-one with Trump. Trump just left.